everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create my cloud background that I did on this page from Fantasy World by Emily Oberg. So I've done a cloud background before with pastel pencils. That was quite a while ago. I'll try and find the link for you for that one. But today we're going to be using some loose pastel. And that's a little bit of a different technique because we're using an applicator rather than just a pastel pencil or a pastel stick. So you will need something to create your sky background. So that could be coloured pencils, alcohol markers, watercolours, water-based pens, whatever it is that you normally use to colour, whatever your favoured medium is, you can use that. I'm using Distress Oxide because it's what I used on the page, and it's so easy to blend this stuff. If I could choose an easiest medium to blend for beginners, it would be the Distress Oxide, hands down. And they are very expensive though, which is why I've only got two blues and they don't even match. This one's a very much greyish blue and very dull. This one's a really bright blue. So anyhow, so you need something to create your sky with. You will then need your pastel. I've got pan pastels, which again, expensive. Don't expect everyone to be able to use these. I'm lucky I got sent a set a few years ago and you know, they're absolutely amazing. Would I have been able to buy these on my own without them being sent to me? Absolutely not. But if you just want to do this cloud sort of technique, you know, on quite a few backgrounds, you think you're going to use it a lot, why not get yourself just one single pan, you know? I don't know how much they are, but instead of getting a set, you can buy them individually. So there you go. Anyway, you can use eyeshadow, you can use pastel, anything you've got that's got that kind of chalky pastel-y texture, you can use. Okay, so I've got a applicator. This is a soft tool. You quite often get these with pan pastels. It's sort of the best way to apply them. But you can apply it with anything really. Distress Oxide, you can use a brush. I know that they do those hard stippling brushes. You can use those. You can use the soft sponge foam applicators that you put on your finger with the little sponge bit on the bottom. There's quite a few different ways you can use that with Distress Oxides, but again, you might not need to do that. It depends what you're using today. These are just my tools. So first thing I'm going to do is create the background then. So I've got this prize ribbon Distress Oxide. Now this is kind of falling apart a little bit. I can see bits of foam are starting to come off and I can see the applicator tip just poking through, but it's not fallen apart yet, so it will continue to be used. So what I do is I get some product on there and then we'll start to make the sky background. Now obviously this is just a piece of card, it's not the colouring book background, so sorry, the colouring book paper, so it might look slightly different, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So you would get your background. I'm going to try and do it a bit wider actually because I need room for the clouds. So I'm just applying this really easily. It really is just a case of rubbing it across the paper and it just creates the most beautiful, smooth, opaque texture. It really flattens by itself and there's no weird bits. Like you can see there's weird bits now because I'm running out of product, but I'm doing that on purpose to blend in with the next colour. So yeah, just beautiful to use. And the next one, like I said, is Stormy Sky, and it's a different blue entirely, and you can already see that I've tainted this because you really should use a different applicator for a different colour, or at least wipe all of the medium off before you use it, but anybody got time for that? So I just stick it on the edge and hope for the best and taint the bloody thing, which you shouldn't do. So yeah, I'm just rubbing it on. You don't have to press on the applicator, that's just me being weird. So right, I've loaded up with Stormy Sky. Like I said, it's a different blue altogether, but it's all I've got. These are expensive and yeah, I can't be having the whole collection. It would probably bankrupt me. So if you've got Distress Oxides and you've got more colour choice than I have, you'll be able to make these colours radiate a lot better, whereas I'm just doing the best I can with the colours I've got. So I've probably put a little bit too much of the Stormy Sky up there, so I'm going to go back in with the prize ribbon. I mean, this is not the point of this tutorial is the clouds really, but I'm trying to be a perfectionist and get the background right as well. but they are really so easy to use, and they stay wet and creamy on the surface of the paper for a long time. So you can go in there and keep messing about with them until you've got the exact blend that you want. But I think for now, because of this is just a demonstration, I'm going to leave it at that. So basically, whatever materials you've got, pencils, alcohol markers, whatever you're using for your sky, you do that first. Then we come in with the pan pastel. So I usually, because I'm an idiot, don't change the applicator, so I end up tainting the pan pastel as well, which is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I should be looking after these things and being on top of it, but I'm just so quick and impatient of an artist. Oh god, I'm not an artist. That came out. I people say that to me, you're such a good artist. I'm like, I'm not an artist. But yeah, so anyway, I use the back of the applicator to put a little bit of pan pastel on it, and sometimes that will taint the pan, but you can sort of rub it off if you want to. So you've loaded up with your pastel medium, and then I'm just going to try and create a cloud. So I usually start with sort of a straightish line, and then I try and just build on that line. And just see where it goes, really, because clouds are also different, which is great because that means that you don't have to, you can't get it wrong. Do you know what I mean? Because they're all different. And then I just put little dabs of it here and there, and basically mess around with it until I think it looks sufficiently cloud-like. So I'm just messing around with that line I put at the bottom and making it so that it's not so linear. Still got a line and an edge, but it's just not quite as liney as it was before. So this is what I would do. And it can be quite sticky because the oxide is still sticky, basically. It's still able to be worked on, so you can find little bits of pigment stick to it, but if you're using coloured pencils or whatever, then it doesn't matter. So yeah, basically I'm just thinking about the shape of a cloud, and I'm sort of very gently hovering over it like this, and not really pressing down much, just adding little bits. Now when I think it's sort of done enough, which I think this one needs to be built up a little bit more actually, let's just say that for now, I would take my finger and just very slightly, very lightly, just rub over that bottom line just to make it look a little bit blurred, because clouds do look a bit blurry, don't they, if you think about it? Like the bottom of a cloud is not usually very crisp, so we just want to create a bit of a blur on the bottom there, and that would be like my first cloud. Now what you can do is, because we still have product on this side, if you're using these products, we can go back in and sort of carve out any little areas. You know, if we've used too much pastel somewhere, or we think it looks too white in an area, you can turn over your tool and just add a few different little bits into it. Now as it goes, I actually preferred it without that, but that's just to show you. So I'm just going to add a bit more texture on there. Again, you can pat it or just very lightly rub it, because if you rub it really hard, it is going to just remove it. So just very lightly rub it. And like I said, you just keep coming in and adding little bits of pastel and then blurring it out. And that will create the sort of dappled cloud texture. I think I'm just going to do a little bit more on the bottom here. This is the other thing about this, is you can overdo it. So that's my problem, is I just keep going and going, and all of a sudden I've got a cloud this big. So you do have to sort of restrain yourself a little bit. And I think actually before I showed you how to carve out bits of blue onto it, it was a lot better than it looks now. But like I said, I think you get the idea, you know. So I'm just dotting little bits and then going over and patting them, slightly rubbing them. Right, so that would be a basic cloud, and then you just keep going like that. Honestly, they're all going to look quite different. So let's do Let's do more of a cloudy cloud, right? So I'm going to start with my line. And I'm going to do what everybody thinks when they think of a cloud, something like this. See, the tip of my thing is poking out, so I'm getting scratchy marks, but here we go, that's better. So something like this. Nice, big, puffy, fluffy cloud. And I'll blur out that bottom edge. Sometimes clouds have more white at the crest of the cloud because of the sun or something hiding behind it. It makes it look, it's got that backlight, so it looks a bit whiter at the top, so you can add in a little bit of pastel wherever you sort of think. But it's so easy, and clouds are so organic of a shape that there is no rule for this. It's not like when I tried to show you how to colour the moon and I didn't even look at a reference picture of the moon and I just put different flipping craters and things everywhere, and it's crazy. You know, clouds are unique, and that's what makes it easy, really. And obviously there's lots of different types of clouds as well. I mean, you've got your, oh gosh, I don't even know what they're called. I used to love clouds at one time. I got a bit of a 5-minute obsession with clouds when I was younger. And there's like a cirrus or a cirrus cloud or something. There's so many different types of cloud. I mean, you could even look up, you know, reference photos of clouds and just see which different kinds of types there are and just mess around with it, you know. But this is basically how I did it. So if I just show you again, you see what I mean? It's just that top cloud got out of hand, and that's why it's massive, because I kept adding to it and adding to it. But yeah, I think my favourite cloud on this page is probably going to be this one, because it's got that gorgeous blurred bottom, but it's also got quite crisp edges at the top as well. So really you just have to play with it. Now you can see I've got loads of the pan pastel debris and dust sort of speckled all over here. That didn't happen with that one. I think I was a little bit more careful. But yeah, that is an issue sometimes when you're working with pastels, because they are just basically dust. So you just have to be quite careful, especially with the Distress Oxide as well, because it will cling. Unless you let this Distress Oxide dry completely, which can take hours, you will have this cling to it. So, but yeah, so I'm just adding little bits of brighter white and then going in and blurring it out, and just thinking of how I want it to look, really. But like I said, you can overdo it, which is probably what I'm doing now. And you can carve different bits back in with the other side of the applicator. But that's really what I did. And it's hard as a tutorial because everyone's cloud's going to look different. You cannot follow this step by step and have it look exactly the same. So this is really just me showing you how I do it, and then you having a play with it, I guess. But yeah, it's so super simple. It just really is little movements and motions, and then coming in with your finger and then adding a bit more and just playing with that until you think it looks cloud-like. You know, so, but like I said, you don't have to use these exact things that I'm using. Like I said, you could use coloured pencil for your background and then a bit of soft pastel, something like that. Anyways, that is how I do the clouds. It's a very quick, very easy, simple tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed it. All those that asked for it, I did say it was really simple, and I didn't know whether to do a video because I thought people are going to be like, this isn't tutorial, anyone can do this. Which is true, anyone can do it. But anyhow, hope you've enjoyed it. That's how I did it. And yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you soon on Colour with Claire.